Hey, spooky family, welcome back to A Mercy's Top 8. In this edition, I thought I would discuss 8 TV shows from my childhood that had like a horror, sci-fi, paranormal thing, what I grew up with, and what made me the weird adult I am today. So, number 1 on my list is the TV series on the Disney Channel, So Weird. It aired from 1999 to 2001. Sorry, I have to look at my notes today for the air dates. But So Weird, like, I remember the episode that stuck with me was when they're in this, like, at this place where her mom's playing a gig. We're following this family, and her mom's a rock star, and like Fee's like interested in like UFOs and weird shit, and like she goes on these weird adventures because it turns out like some of these lores and all this stuff is true, and she's trying to prove it. And of course, her family and everything like that is skeptics and all that stuff. Really, really cool. I could relate to her character because I was the weird kid looking up things about UFOs. I mean, come on, this was freaking cool. I wanted to be her, but there's this one episode where like they're at this like place where they're playing the gig, and upstairs there's rooms, and like she's following these little ghosts everywhere, and it was something about a ship, and I vaguely remember it, but that's the one that stuck out to me, and that's what made me watch the show. And I was so pissed when Fee left the show and they like switched her out for this blonde girl because it just didn't feel as legit. I felt like really forced and teeny bopperish at that point. But yes, I could blame So Weird for how weird I am today. Number 2 is Erie, Indiana. This aired from 1991 to 1993. Obviously, I was like 2 in 93, so I saw this when I was a little bit older. But we follow this guy named Marshall, and he moves to Erie, Indiana, and there's weird shiz kabibble going on. And he and his friend, I think his name was Simon, they try to keep like proof from each weird thing happening, because obviously, everybody's like, you guys are just, have your imagination, this isn't true, all this kind of stuff. And I remember the first episode is the Foreverware episode where like people would like get into Tupperware to like refresh themselves. It was really creepy and eerie, and it made me really terrified of any time my mom had a party of ladies over to buy candles or Tupperware or anything. I was absolutely terrified. I used to think like the candle parties, they would like have like candle jars big enough for humans and stuff like that. So yeah, I was a pretty imaginative kid, but this was such a good show. Number 3 obviously was Goosebumps. This aired from 1995 to 1998. I was a big fan of the books, so as I, saw it was on TV, I would always go crazy. Obviously, like, R.L. Stein's books are, like, for all kids that end up growing up to love Stephen King when they're older. I really wish they would make shows like this again, because there's just nothing like it out there anymore. I really enjoyed watching it. Number 4 was Are You Afraid of the Dark? This was from 1990 to 2000. And who does not like the Midnight Society? I mean, come on. Like, every time that would come on, I would make my brother shut the hell up and listen to their stories. And that's another thing. Like, it was like a campfire and stories, and it would switch to the tales, and it was fun to watch. And like, it's so sad that these kind of shows are not around anymore. Okay, number 5 is Tales from the Crypt. This aired 1989 to 1996, and always after it, they would play my number, let's see what number my 6th pick, Tales from the Dark Side, which was like Twilight Zone for kids on a low budget, but kind of like the Crypt Keeper's dweeby little brother without the Crypt Keeper. That aired 1983 to 1988, but, they would put those two on back to back on the TV channels that I'd watch, and I guess like my love of low budgetness comes from Tales from the Dark Side, and my love for skeletons comes from Tales from the Crypt. Number 7 is Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction. This aired from 1997 to 2002. This was basically like unsolved mysteries for children. I always liked to figure out if I was right. Was it true? Was it false? The creepy host that would talk like this. Like, where are all the hosts that talk like this? We need them. We need them now more than ever. We need to do it. I think so. And my last pick was The X-Files, which first aired in 1993, and now it says it ended in 2018. So, I haven't seen the new episodes yet, but growing up with Spooky Mulder, and, that could probably be why I'm questioning everything as my papers fall. And they're falling again. And they're falling again. But, yes. I think X-Files, because it kind of, made me question everything, but stay rational, because you had Scully being like, no, come on, reel in the brain, that sort of thing. So those were my top 8 picks from my childhood. I hope you enjoyed this video. Did you watch any of these? If so, what was your favorite? Let me know in the comments down below. What are some horror TV shows for kids that you grew up with? Let me know. Inquiring Mercy wants to know. I will see you guys next week. Goodbye.